Anthropic released a series of feature updates for Claude in a single month: remote control, dispatch, channels, office integrations, and full computer use launched back to back. While some claim these features turn a laptop into an autonomous assistant like Jarvis, the updates actually represent a practical structural change in how we interact with software. This animation shows the transition from a synchronous prompt and wait workflow to an asynchronous execution engine. Instead of waiting for Claude to finish a single response, you are delegating tasks that run independently in the background. Moving those processes from Anthropic's cloud and onto your hardware requires a specific trade-off. To gain this level of autonomy, you have to manage local network security and complex environment configurations. Misunderstanding this trade-off often leads to time spent configuring local terminal servers when a standard mobile interface would have been sufficient for the task. Many users are currently struggling to distinguish between overlapping tools like Claude Code and Cowork, or remote control and dispatch. This flowchart organizes the updates into 3 distinct user profiles: the developer, the knowledge worker, and the enterprise. Mapping these tools to your specific role helps determine their actual value to your workflow. The developer path highlights technical users who need terminal access and pipeline orchestration. This group uses Claude Code and the new Channels feature. The knowledge worker branch covers professionals who need to process data and documents while away from their desks. They primarily use dispatch and the native office integrations. Finally, the enterprise path is for operations leaders who need to automate older software. Their main tool is the new computer use capability. Identifying which of these 3 paths fits your work is the most effective way to separate the useful features from the technical noise. For developers, the goal is establishing a remote workflow without compromising access to the files and environment variables stored on a local hard drive. Anthropic's solution is remote control. By starting a session on your machine and scanning a QR code with your phone, you can operate your local terminal from a mobile device. The limitation here is the host machine. Because the session runs locally, your computer must stay awake and connected to the internet for the remote access to function. This diagram shows Channels, which uses MCP servers to push external events into a Claude session. MCP lets AI connect to outside data sources. This allows Claude to automatically react to a CI pipeline failure and draft a fix independently. However, setting this up requires running dedicated local terminal servers, which demands significant technical expertise. There are also new security risks. Granting an external webhook access to modify your local file system creates potential vulnerabilities. For the technical user, these updates turn a phone into a powerful remote terminal. But the entire system is only as reliable as the local host environment. For knowledge workers, the priority is maintaining productivity through asynchronous work, tasks that run in the background while the user is away from their computer. This illustrates the dispatch feature. A single smartphone conversation thread acts as a command hub for multiple task sessions running on the desktop. You can delegate a research task or a document comparison from your phone. Claude then spawns independent sessions on your computer to handle the heavy processing while you commute. This requires a change in habits. Instead of completing every task linearly at your desk, you start designing your work so the AI can execute background tasks during the gaps in your day. This diagram represents the new integrations for Excel and PowerPoint, supported by a context window of 1 million tokens. A token is a text unit the AI uses to process information. This allows Claude to analyze massive datasets across multiple files simultaneously. Despite the high capacity, these workflows are still limited by Microsoft's native add-in ecosystem, which can struggle with complex corporate formatting requirements. Overall, Dispatch shifts the phone from a simple chat tool to a command center that manages parallel work on your behalf. For enterprise and operations teams, the core challenge is automating internal workflows while adhering to strict security and compliance standards. Anthropic's most visible update is computer use. It allows the AI to control the mouse, keyboard, and screen to navigate applications like a human user. This is useful for automating older software that lacks an API. An API is a set of defined rules that allows 2 applications to communicate with each other directly using code. As this animation of a failing security shield suggests, an AI moving a mouse across a live screen introduces significant challenges for identity and access management. There is a major risk of prompt injection, where a malicious input tricks the AI into performing an unauthorized action. In a headless session, where no human is watching the screen, This could lead to the AI taking destructive actions. While computer use interacts with legacy software, it should currently be treated as an isolated testing tool rather than a feature for live production environments. Looking at all three profiles, we have to evaluate the trade-off. Does the effort required to set up these local environments justify the time saved by the AI's background work? This scorecard provides specific adoption recommendations for each profile based on the current stability and ease of use of these features. For developers, Channels is worth testing for custom automation, but you should expect the experience to feel like a technical beta. For knowledge workers, Dispatch is the most practical update. It is the feature most likely to improve your daily output without requiring deep technical knowledge. For enterprise users, keep computer use in a restricted sandbox. Don't automate internal systems without human oversight. Regardless of your profile, you must accept the requirements shown here. These features need an always-on host machine and expose your local network to vulnerabilities. The real value in this update cycle is running tasks concurrently. You can now direct multiple workflows while you're away from your computer. The primary limit on productivity has moved away from the basic intelligence of the AI model. Success now depends on your ability to manage and orchestrate an autonomous digital workforce.